SEDES English. My name is Sam, and today we're going to be speaking of the subject duration. So duration is time, and the word that I want you, or the phrase that I want you to talk about today is how long. When somebody asks how long, they want to know the duration of an activity or how long something happened. Okay, time. So how long? They're asking for duration. They want to know how much time it took to do something. Okay, so how long? How long can be answered in two ways. You can use for or since. For is the complete duration, like let's say complete duration. Okay, and since introduces the duration from the beginning. Okay. So I know that this is a very long definition. Since is the duration introduced by the start time, but let me give you some examples. So a question that we often get, asked is, how long have you lived in the U.S.? Okay, it's a question, so we need a question mark. So, how long have you lived in the U.S.? So, this is a question that we get asked often, right? If we're foreigners, how long have you lived in the U.S.? Well, let's say that I moved to the U.S. in, let's say, 2014. So, let's imagine that I moved here to the United States of America in 2014. What year is it today? Well, if I look at my calendar, it's going to say 2020. Two things. If we want to talk about for, okay, we need to find out what is the difference between 2014 and 2020. How long? What is the duration? It would be 6 years, right? Give or take, 6 years. If we look at it as a perfect year, 2014, 2020, 6 years, okay? So how long have you lived in the U.S.? You can say, I have lived in the U.S. for, now remember, for is complete duration. For, is it the one that's introducing the beginning? No, it's a complete duration. For how long have I lived here? For 6 years. Okay? So I have lived in the U.S. for 6 years. Or, if I want to, I can use the word since. I have lived in the U.S. I have lived in the U.S. since, and what was the beginning of the duration? Since 2014. Since 2014, because that introduces the beginning, okay, or my start time of the duration of this. Okay, so if my question is this, how long have you lived in the U.S.? Okay, pretty simple. It's a question. It's asking for duration, right? And remember, I told you that I first came to the United States in 2014, and it's now the year 2020. So I've been here for 6 years in total, correct? My first time here, or my first year, the beginning of this duration is 2014. If I want to use for, I need to do the complete duration, which is 6 years in total. From 2014 to 2020, it's 6 years. If I want to speak using since, if I want to use the word since for duration, I need to introduce the first, or the beginning. Okay, and the beginning of my duration is 2014. So here are my two examples. In this one, I'm using the word for because I'm saying the complete duration, 6 years. Okay? And in this one, I have lived in the U.S. since. Remember, the rule for since, I need to show you the start time, right? What is the start time of my duration? It's 2014. So there we go. Pretty simple. Now, let's look at another example. Let's see, how long, okay, because we're speaking in duration, so we still need to introduce that we want to know the duration or how long it's taken something, right? The time. How long have you known her? How long have you known her? Okay, so maybe this is the question that you were asked before about how long have you known your best friend? How long have you known your neighbor, right? So how long have you known her? Let's say that I met her in 2018. Okay? If I look at my calendar, right now the year is 2020. Now, we're not very strict about how many months, so we're just going to say how long is 2018 to 2020? We would say it's 2 years, right? 2 years, give or take. Okay? So how long have you known her? Remember, I can answer this in 2 ways. I can use the word for or since, but for the word for, I need the complete duration. Will I answer using 2018? No, because my complete duration is 2 years in total, right? In total, how long have I known her? 2 years. So my answer is going to be, I have known. Remember, we want to use that past participle, okay? I have known her, and now we're going to use the word for 2 years. Okay? So remember, when we're using the word for, we need to say the total time. Okay? Now, if I want to answer using the word since, we need to introduce the start time. And what was the start? 2018. So, I can answer, I have known her since, and when is our start time? 2018. So I have known her since 2018. So why did I say 2018? Because we're using the word since. And since, we need to use the start time. And that is it. Pretty simple. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thank you for watching.